In this video, I will show you how to add an event calendar to your Shopify store quickly and easily. The first thing that we need to do is open up Elfsight. This is the tool that we will be using to build the widget, and I've linked it in the description below. Go ahead and click on that link and it will take you straight over to this page. This link also ensures that everything connects properly when we embed it. From here, just enter your email into this box to sign up for free, and then on this next page, create your password. Just like that, we are signed up and ready to go. So once we are signed up to Elfsight and we have access to all of the Elfsight widgets, the widget that we are specifically looking for is the event calendar widget. Now this should appear right at the top. We can see the event calendar, but if for whatever reason you can't see this, we can go up to search widgets right here and we can search for event calendar. So it's the event calendar widget that we want. Let's go ahead and click into this. And it's now going to ask us to choose a template. Now, in terms of which template to go with, it doesn't really matter because all of these are completely customizable. But the main thing that I would look at is, do you want a calendar that shows up like this, like an actual calendar, like one of these? Or do you want one of these where it shows the events and we can scroll down and see them? So just go through and choose the template that you like the look of the best, and then we can click on continue. And in here, this is now where we can add events to our calendar. So we have two options. We can either manage events manually and we can go down and add in all of the events, or alternatively, we can use Google Calendar integration and we can connect up our Google Calendar, and it's going to take all of the events from our Google Calendar and bring them over into this widget. The one that I would recommend is adding the event manually, especially if you've only got maybe 10 events or less. It's much easier to do it this way. So to add a new event, we can click on add event. We can choose the event name. We can choose the start and end date if this is all day, the time zone if this repeats. We can add a description, an image like you can see right here. We can add the event type, the venue, any tags. If we want to add a button, we can click on this. We can choose where the button is going to take them to, what the button says, and we can customize this all in the events area. From here, we can then go down to layout and we can choose the layout of this. So this is what I meant at the start when I said it doesn't really matter which template you choose, because if we wanted to, we could switch this to one of these calendars. So this is where we can choose a layout. We can then choose if we want to group the events by day, month, or year, how many events we want to show per page, how many on mobile. The width, I wouldn't play around with this, just leave it as it is. And then down here, we can go in and choose the heading that is shown here at the top. We can choose the event elements to display. So if we want to display like the day of the week and add a description, if we want to maybe take away the image and photo, we can do that as well. And we can select them all right here. Then we can go into the filters and we can choose if people are allowed a search bar, if we are going to allow people to search through this. If we want to add filters for dates or event types or anything like this, we can go down and add these filters. We can then choose if we want this to be like a pop-up or an inline filter just like this. And then we can also choose the sorting if this is manual or alphabetical. Finally, we can go down to the style, and in here, this is where we can customize things like the fonts and the colors to better fit your website. So in here, we can choose the font that we want to use. For example, we could switch to this, but I don't think it looks very good, so I'm just going to go back to default. We can then choose the background color. So for example, if my website was yellow, we could set this to yellow. And then we've got a bunch more to play around with here, like the heading color, the heading size, the filters and search color. So just go around and play with all of these settings and make sure they look how you would like it to look. Once we have all of this set up and created, we just want to go to the top and click on publish. And then Elfsight is going to take us over to this page where we can now choose a plan. Now the plan that you go for is going to depend on how many monthly views your Shopify store gets. So for example, with this basic plan, you can see this is going to allow us up to 5,000 monthly website views. With Pro, this is going to allow us up to 50,000 monthly website views, and so on and so forth. This free plan is awesome for if you want to test Elfsight out or if you have a really small website, but it is pretty limited with 200 monthly website views, and this comes with Elfsight branding. So if you actually want to put this live and on your store, I recommend going for one of these paid plans. Once your plan has been selected, Elfsight will then give us this piece of code, and this code is how we are going to embed the event calendar onto your Shopify store. So to do this, all we do is click on copy code. Then we can go over to your Shopify editor right here. And all we are going to do on the Shopify editor is add a new section. And in here, we want to search for custom liquid. So we can search and then click on this. And once this is added, we want to go over to this right-hand side into this liquid code box and paste in the code that we just copied. After a few seconds, this is then going to load in the event calendar. And that is how you can add an event calendar to your Shopify store.